More of a sidestep than a full-on refresh or downgrade, the HP Envy 16 carries many standout features from its previous iteration. When we reviewed the HP Envy 15, 2022, we praised the laptop for its ability to near-perfectly blend bang-for-buck performance with a phenomenal audio/visual package and sleek design. The beautiful gray aluminum chassis returns with a sleek minimalist design that's also environmentally friendly. Weighing a little over 5 pounds, the HP Envy 16 balances a weighty feel with portability. Packed into all of that are performance specs that go a long way into catering toward creatives who probably like to game a little bit. Its powerful hardware is more than enough for creatives looking to edit high-resolution photos or edit 4K video content. Meanwhile, the gaming performance is respectable as well if expectations are kept in order. Just be mindful that pushing the HP Envy 16 to the limits will bring some loud fan noise and slightly uncomfortable heat on the lap. Also, the power at hand means it'll have to be plugged in continuously for more strenuous tasks. Though battery life isn't class-leading, it'll last for a bi-coastal trip across the US. Making all the difference is an outstanding audio-video package starting with the drop-dead gorgeous 16-inch 1610 4K display with touch capabilities. This update from the Envy 15 16:9 display provides an 11% increase in screen space. Digital creatives will see accurate colors that won't strain the eyes after long-term use due to 100% sRGB gamut, 100% Adobe gamut, amazing color calibration with Delta E and iSafe certification. Speakers from Bang & Olufsen return with the same audio quality that makes mixing video audio, listening to music, watching movies, or gaming without headphones a pleasure. This definitely comes in handy during video conferencing that's enhanced through HP's 5MP True Vision IR webcam and dual microphones. Despite how remarkable the webcam functions, it isn't good enough to completely replace the Envy 15's fingerprint scanner, which is missing this time around. Serious content creatives who participate in multiple daily video conferencing calls and pack a controller for games of Elden Ring every so often are in for a treat with the HP Envy 16. The lowest US configuration is $1,049 and the highest being around $2,599. Both UK and Australia have customizable configurations. Starting at $1,049, the lowest HP Envy 16 configuration comes with a 12th Gen i5, integrated Intel Arc A370M GPU with 4GB dedicated GDDR6 memory, 512GB SSD and WQXGA2560x1600 display offering a 120Hz refresh rate. The highest configuration, which is pretty much what was provided for the review minus the 4K OLED, comes in around $2,599. As of runtime, it's not known when this particular setup will be released and for how much. However, Micro Center does offer a configuration featuring an Intel i7, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060, 16GB DDR5, 1TB SSD and the UHD touchscreen for $1,699. Citizens living in the UK there have two configurations available. They both come with a 2.5K screen and NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 only. For £1,649.99, the lowest spec price comes with an Intel i7, 16GB RAM and 1TB SSD. Those who can afford the highest £2,299 configuration will get an Intel i9, 32GB RAM and 2TB SSD. Australia's two HP Envy 16 spec options are different enough, though they both come with the 120Hz WQXGA display, Intel i7 and 16GB of DDR5 RAM. The lowest $2,639 Australian dollar configuration comes with an Intel Arc A370M GPU and 512 SSD storage. Meanwhile, the highest $3,519 Australian dollars price point comes with NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 and 1TB of SSD. Prices could get lower still when you factor in one of the HP promo codes you can check out at the moment. Made up of recycled aluminum, the HP Envy 16's design matches incredibly polished looks with a solid build. All around, this laptop has a premium feel. That doesn't mean functionality is placed on the back burner. Port placement is well done. On the left side is a USB-A with a latch that has to be pulled down to insert anything, 3.5mm audio jack and micro SD card reader. The power jack, single USB-A, HDMI 2.1 port and two USB-C Thunderbolt 4 ports hang on the right. This is more than enough for photo and video editors or those who want to get some gaming done in a hotel room. As mentioned previously, the 16-inch 1610 4K OLED touch display may be one of the best displays this year. It's just simply gorgeous to look at. Though the brightness is a bit on the lower side, the color depth and accuracy here is near perfect while the blacks get deep. Considering it can handle 100% of the Adobe color gamut, it's definitely something Adobe Suite loyalists should definitely appreciate. HDR capabilities are also well implemented. This means that watching Netflix or 4K YouTube videos become a visually lush experience. The same goes for games like Rollerdrome and Dirt 5 that can handle 4K resolutions with some graphic settings tweaks. Users looking to tweak their visual presentation can also utilize HP's small yet effective HP Display app that's included. The internal Bang & Olufsen speakers sound vivid, clear, and can get pretty loud, volume-wise. There's also an included app for customizing the audio experience from EQ settings to noise cancellation for both input and output devices. Laptop input takes a few steps forward and backward on the HP Envy 16. First thing, it's just as comfortable to use as its predecessor from keystrokes to sliding fingers across the touchpad. Keyboard layout still remains best in class with a few additions like a dedicated emoji key. Unfortunately, HP removed the fingerprint reader, so the only secure login options are PIN, password, and webcam. The HP Envy 16 caters toward members of the creative economy who need to be able to edit photos and videos on the go, or other tasks like creating a small indie game. When it comes to the Adobe Suite crowd, the laptop should definitely be in consideration. Photoshop runs well under heavy layer load in addition to high-resolution photos. The same goes for Premiere Pro. Multiple video and sound layers for 10-minute 4K videos exported fairly quickly. Having 100% of the Adobe color gamut really does allow creators to see every single detail in an image, and the added performance power makes those tasks a breeze. Gaming may not be as performance-ready as the Creative Front, but the HP Envy 16 more than holds its own. Considering the integrated RTX 3060 GPU has around 6 GB of dedicated video RAM, the laptop probably won't make the best use of its 4K screen for games with higher visual fidelity. This is most notable with Cyberpunk 2077, where frames per second were a little over 60 on average at 1080p. Hitting ultra settings pumped out around 53 frames per second, and tweaking a few settings lower could lock in a solid 60. One thing's for sure, it was best to stay away from ray tracing. General computing task worked well from web browsing to watching video content. A highlight of the Envy 16 is its video conferencing capabilities. Even in less than ideal lighting settings, the webcam was more than up to task. Part of that is due to the HP's enhanced lighting app, which can provide a white screen effect similar to selfies on a mobile phone, among other functions like color temperature control. It doesn't replace the need of a lighting source such as a ring light, but does the job.